We're closing out 2025 tomorrow. And this time of year, it seems like it tends to make me a little bit nostalgic. Lately, I've been thinking a lot back on how life was in the 70s and 80s and how blessed I was to grow up then. And, a lot's changed since the Aquanet, the electric guitars, and the neon days. Before playlists and touch screens, we learned life one song at a time. Rewinding cassettes with a pencil, crossing county lines just to kind of see what was waiting on the other side. This chapter in my new book, called Echoes of the Delta, it's about long drives, worn tapes, and the miles that shaped who we became. It's called Cassettes and County Lines, and I hope you enjoy. The music of the 80s wasn't just something you heard, it was something you felt. It came through the speakers of your first car, taped off the radio with your finger hovering over the stop button so you didn't miss the end. It played at school dances and skating rinks, from boom boxes carried on your shoulders, and in the background of memories that still feel like yesterday. It was different than anything that came before it. It was bigger and bolder and wrapped in synths and swagger. Songs had a pulse you could move to, and lyrics that somehow understood what you couldn't quite say. There was heartbreak in the ballads, fire in the anthems, and something wild and unexplainable in between. You didn't just listen to Prince or Madonna or Journey. You wore the music and you lived it. And maybe that's why it never left us. 80s music still plays, and we're still right there, windows down, cassette clicking, singing like the world made sense for 3.5 minutes. It was louder than life and softer than the feelings we didn't have words for. It was youth. It was freedom. It was a soundtrack of becoming who we were and still are. In small towns like the one I grew up in, the music of the 80s just didn't play, it echoed. It poured from the jukebox in the corner of the diner where folks sat in booths long after the food was gone. It played in pickup trucks parked on gravel roads where the only light came from the dashboard and the stars. It drifted from garage bands practicing after school, windows open, drums shaking the walls, and dreams bigger than the county line itself. Back then, you didn't need much. A tape deck, a few cold beers, a tank of gas was enough. You had your crew, your heart half broken or over someone you passed notes to in history class, and the radio playing Don't Stop Believing like it meant it. And it did. We weren't in New York or Los Angeles. We were in towns where Friday night football was the big show and the Walmart parking lot doubled as a hangout. But we felt connected to something bigger. The music made you believe you could leave even if most of us stayed. Or you could stay and still matter. It gave us a kind of quiet magic in ordinary places. Neon lights bouncing off chrome, laughter carrying across empty fields, and the feeling that maybe, just maybe, life was waiting somewhere up ahead if we kept driving. That's why we still listen, because those songs remember for us. They carry the scent of summer, sweat, and cheap perfume, the thrill of a first kiss, the sting of a goodbye that never felt real. They remind us of who we were and maybe who we still are. You see, small towns hold their music tight. In the 80s, well, the 80s never really left. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, slide on over to my YouTube page, Dirt Road Sessions, and give it a like, give it a subscribe, and maybe even share it too. I'd appreciate it and help me grow that community. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed night. See ya.